Pixelgod+SQUAD is all Pixelgod+SQUAD.
Watch on now, yo, hey. I am the kind of person who never give up.
Good morning. Back again. It's good to see you, my friends. All right. So, if you know me, like personally, I'm always giving out advice, DYOR, on investing. Because our job is to pay attention to patterns and use mathematics to make the best decision for ourselves and our clients. So when I heard about this SpaceX IPO, I was like, I don't know about this one. I don't know if it's going to play out the way people are thinking it's going to play out. So there are a couple of things at play here. When you're launching the biggest IPO ever, well, this is trading, right? There are they're going to be winners and losers, and some big losers. So when I saw this article, I immediately knew I had to do an interview. I mean, not interview, but had to do a video to explain to people why this won't pan out the way they're expecting it to pan out, right? So we have this article is about a 27-year-old Virginia mariner put 10% of her paycheck into SpaceX for 2 years. I'm pretty sure there are other people who did the same thing. She won't say what her shares are worth right now. These are factors that you're dealing with. So not only are they in, I guess, pre-sale right now, people are able to buy shares right now prior to launch, but you have a lot of people like this that have already been invested. You have whales that have already been invested. Now, here's the thing. For most guys that are in early and in deep, they understand that a spike is about to come, and it'll probably reach its highest point over the next couple of weeks. And it won't revisit that for quite some time. This is how you lock people in so that they're trading every day. A lot of people are going to lock in a loss on the first day, which is going to keep them around because you don't want to sell at a loss. All right. Now, when you launch the biggest IPO ever, there's just too many factors at play that won't work in the newcomer's favor. Now, if I jump into this, it would only be aftermarket. Now, you may say, well, why would you buy aftermarket? Well, because I'm going to wait for the sell-off to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to sell off. Because people like this young lady, they're going to look at their account. They're going to see millions of dollars. Well, or thousands, whatever. But life-changing money. And these people are going to sell on day one. They're going to lock in their profits. And if they're smart, then once it bottoms out, boom, they'll take maybe 10-20% of those profits, pump it right back in there at the bottom, boom, go get another bag, right? This is how it's done.
Sometimes maybe good,
by,
sometimes maybe shit.
Guys who do this for a living. Hey, if you're not first, you're last. Remember that one? That's kind of how it works in stocks. So Yeah, I don't see this working out for people who are buying right now. If you're buying right now, you're gonna take a L. Just say, hey, I'll be investing in this for a few years and eventually I'll be in the profit. Not right now. It's not gonna happen. Now, if I decide, like I said, if I decide to trade this, I'm gonna buy at the bottom. I'm not buying today, tomorrow. I'm not buying right before this launches. That you're basically locking in a loss, right? I've been tracking launches of every type of asset for years. And this is when you make most of your money. So the people that were already holding SpaceX, boom, they just leveled up. And I can't be mad at them for taking profit. It's the name of the game. Once you're positive and you're in a range where you know it's comfortable for you, you've acquired what you want to acquire, hey, let it fly. A lot of people are going into it with this mindset. Today, a lot of older traders and lazy traders, as I call them,
Me personally, I
they're
wouldn't
considered
take this
dumb
level of
money.
disrespect.
And the reason they're considered dumb money is because they'll buy an asset and they'll just sit around forever and wait for it to appreciate in value. In 2026, now that we have advanced algorithms like I have with Oracle, now that we have indicators, machine learning indicators that are very accurate, more accurate than any human can be. There's just different parameters right now, which makes this buy and hold for life just not even a decent, I won't say good strategy, not even a decent strategy, right? It's a losing strategy. And the reason why things are moving faster. And this acceleration means you have to be more deliberate with your actions and let those actions be built on data and mathematics. And that's why I'm chalking this little SpaceX thing up as a loss for most people. Now, if I see a window where I can jump in and make a profit, of course I will. That's what I did with the Trump coin. I only traded the Trump coin for 1 day. And I locked in pretty significant gains on that 1 day. I think I hopped in, my son and I, we saw it when it was around $12, $13. And it went up another $10 before I jumped in. I think I jumped in around 20, 22, 23, something like that. And jumped out around 71, 72. Because the entire time that I was in the Trump coin, I had my chart open the entire time. Made myself a drink, made myself a sandwich, and just sat on the porch with my laptop the entire day. Because when you have something big like that, there's going to be a lot of FOMO. People that fear missing out. That's what FOMO is. The fear of missing out. So there were a lot of people who feared they missed out on Trump coin. I did. I understood it for what it was. I know these guys, I looked at the contract itself, which is what we do at Oracle. We inspect contracts. So I looked at the contract and I saw that the ratio for the development team versus what the public had wasn't the type of thing that I normally invest in. Matter of fact, if it was a contract that I was auditing, I would call it a scam. But That's just my perspective, right? Scam right away. So I knew but I understood what the public was going to do. That the public would be really hype about this, and then they would jump into it feet first. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna get in this, but I gotta play it close. And that's what I did. Scalped it perfectly. And that's what you're gonna have to do with this. The biggest IPO of all time. If you're in it on day one, you're gonna have to scalp it perfectly. So I would suggest keeping your chart handy. This guy. Keep this handy. You better have this right next to you as you're trading SpaceX on day one. And if you do, it might work out for you. If you don't, it might be a while before you get into the profit. I mean, if you look at Trump coin right now, I think it's maybe $5, $6, something like that. Mind blown. Selling it as 70 was up on the back for that one. But the reason I sold was because on the chart, usually when assets are about to drop, you'll see it touch the same area 2, maybe 3 times. So this is what I saw when I was trading Trump coin. I saw it top out, I think it was 72, 73 twice. And that's when I realized this token doesn't have any momentum left. Right? So once I realized it didn't have any momentum left, it was the only thing left to do. Only one thing left to do. Once it no longer has the momentum, run as fast as you can. Don't think about it twice. Think about it twice, you're going to take a loss. That's just how it is. So once I saw it top out second time, boom, that's it for me. How much? And sure enough, on the third turn up, boom, lapse. Never came back. I don't think it ever will come back. I know people who are holding it probably don't want to hear that, but I don't think it ever will. I don't think it'll ever reach that point again. So there are a lot of people who lost their life savings buying this thing at buying that token at like $70 and $50, $60. I'm like, sheesh. Insane. I couldn't imagine putting our followers and users in that type of situation where they've just believed in us, invested in us, and to take such a massive loss, it's insane. But when you're here for the grip, you're here for the grip, I guess. So I'm gonna need you guys to be very careful when you jump into this guy, because there are a lot of tokens that are going to be sold on day one. There are a lot of really smart people that understand when you create the biggest IPO in history, some people already know how it's going to go, and they're going to trade accordingly. So you're going to need to do the same thing. Never come late to the party in this game. If you didn't know about it from a while ago, sit this one out. Right? It's the type thing that you had to be early on. And that's what investing in most companies. You need to be early. If you're late to the party, sucks to be you. But That's all I got for this one.
Oh, Martha. All right, so this ain't you.
Let's see. Countless investors. Let me read some of the article at least. Countless investors worldwide are eagerly awaiting their chance to bet on SpaceX's future success through the company's targeted $75 billion IPO, slated to be the largest and perhaps most talked about in history. But before the 555 million shares in Elon Musk's space exploration baby hits the public market on June 12th, tomorrow, thousands of people will be ready, will already be laughing with the knowledge that the value of their existing stake is about to be pushed into the stratosphere. The ultra rich use these
Can I have $17,000?
Insiders who leaned in are now set to cash in. Pay attention. During her tenure at the firm, Musselman took advantage of the option to convert a portion of her paycheck, in her case 10%, into SpaceX equity, which she held on to rather than reselling via secondary insider sales. She remains tight-lipped about what her stake, which also includes shares she received as part of her compensation, amounted to after 2 years with the company, or what it might be worth come Friday. She did confirm with the Wall Street Journal, however, that she hasn't yet decided how quickly after the IPO she will release her holdings, the money from which she intends to use to open her own business. Like others interviewed by the outlet earlier in June. Some experts purport that a $5,000 investment on Friday could realistically be worth up to $8,745 in 5 years' time. Let that sink in. If you have $5,000 to invest, contact me. I'll let you know what you should invest in.
What do you mean by that?
Because if you're gonna make $3,745 off of your $5,000 investment over 5 years, you're losing.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe
You really are. Others expect that, given the company's speculative and arguably overvalued nature, some early public investors could be in for an expensive lesson down the line. This is what I think. As one Reddit user aptly wrote in a recent discussion about the IPO, no one knows SpaceX could rocket just from hype alone, or its financial reality may hit it on day one. So, that's that. I'll give you guys a quick video to let you know what Mainstream thinks about
Park
this.
Conservancy has cared for Central Park, keeping it beautiful.
Mainstream and I are never on the same page.
The largest IPO in history. Rashmi, are you a buyer, and how are you thinking about that valuation?
So yes, SpaceX, a very, very timely topic. Everybody is really excited about this largest ever IPO. And typically as a house, we tend not to invest in IPOs, so we are staying out. But, as far as the valuation is concerned, It is high. It is a fairly demanding valuation. It could be anywhere between 90-100 price to sales and 17 times price to book, which is a very, very expensive multiple for any company. Now, within SpaceX, we have three businesses, right? So we have the Starlink business, which is the most profitable business, and then we have the AI business, and we have the space launches business. These two businesses are loss-making businesses, and the AI is especially very deeply loss-making, and the capex of the AI side of the business is actually exceeding the other two parts of the business. So, I mean, we like the two parts, which is the space launches and the Starlink business.
With built-in intelligence on the Dell Power Store, even when work keeps...
We have to wait and see for a few quarters of reports from the AI side of the business, because this is where the competition is very high, and this is the spender part of the AI, supply chain, so the entire value chain of AI. And we would rather be positioned in the, in the capex, the beneficiaries of the capex part of the AI value chain, which is where this is a business we are a bit skeptical about, and the valuation definitely we are skeptical about.
Right, in a year of really busy equity issuance as well. Rashmi, you've also said that SpaceX's NASDAQ inclusion could potentially pull some rebalancing flows out of the other tech names. Do you think that's a real risk for the rest of the AI complex? I know you said you were pretty bullish just before, but surely that's maybe one cause for concern.
Yeah, so that is a near-term impact that we can definitely expect as a result of SpaceX IPO. We know that, the SpaceX stock is going to be included in the NASDAQ within 15 days of listing, and as well as in the Russell 1000. And there are plenty of passive as well as active funds which are benchmarked, to these indices. And as a result of that, there will be an inflow of funds towards these towards SpaceX at the expense of other tech names. And I think part of this we've already started seeing in the last 4 days or so of market sell-off. We are seeing funds moving out of tech stalwarts. This is a short-term impact which will be there. This is a technical factor, and we see this as a buying opportunities for the names which were running up too high and which people were really waiting to get into as soon as there is a dip.
All right. So there you have it. Even the mainstream supposed experts are on board with this one. I should tell you something. But hope you guys like this one. Be careful out there. We got one more day before everything drops. Watch it like a hawk, man. If I tell you to watch BTC like a hawk when it's in specific positions, watch this even more closely than you would BTC.
How can I have $17,000?
Right? Because it's day one. That's the largest IPO ever. And yeah, we don't want to see anybody get hurt and lose their life savings or anything on this thing. Alright, so until the next one, on Pix from Oracle on Chain, we predict the future. And I'm out.
And you know what time it is? Disco time.